So the Monster Hunter Digital event happened earlier today, and they showcased a decent amount about Sunbreak. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, DJ Raviesta here. I'm here with my buddy Gamikan. What's up, bro?
Hey, what's up? How are you?
Doing good, man. And we're gonna talk about Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, the DLC, what they showed off earlier today. Man, I am hyped. I am super hyped. And yo, guys, if you end up enjoying this video, hit that like button. It really does help out. But let's just get right into it. Alright, so of course we gotta start with the monsters. We just need to talk about those first. So, Gamikan, what did you think of the new monsters that they showed off?
I did like them. I really love our gorilla boy, Garen Golem. Because I really love monkey monsters. But the Lunagarn, I really thought was like really cool. He looks like an ice wolf, and the Malzeno, like, I love like how like he's just like this Dracula type monster. I'm just like, he's like just so like look at me type of look about him.
Such a royal and debonair thingamajig, right?
Yes. But I'm glad that they have Shogun Sentriar coming back, because he was another one of my favorites. I remember just back in the day, just trapping him like between me and a tree, and just like constantly just shooting at him so he can't touch me.
Man, yeah, it's cool that they brought that back. I'm speaking of things they brought back. Actually, before I jump ahead of myself, these new monsters. So I'm liking them. They're pretty cool. I think my favorite of the three new ones is Lunagarn. Like, it's just really cool looking. Like, it's an ice wolf. That's like cool. Literally.
Like,
didn't mean that pun, but hey.
Yeah. But yeah, I like his movesets. It slightly remind me of Nargacuga. He just has that like, he does like this like weird like upbringing and then just like slamming on the ground type moves. So he just seems like a very fast pokey boy. So I feel like the fights between him are gonna be fun. The Golem, I'm just gonna call him Golem just to make it easier on me. He just seems cool. Like, I like how he just looks rocky, but he has like a fire and water element to him. That's what they said.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna find like that's interesting to see.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the fact that I think its left arm gets moss, and it can use water attacks, and then its right hand becomes like all fiery and molten. Like, that's different. I want to understand like what's the lore behind that monster, because that specific aspect is really interesting.
Well, I like how it's going with like Golem, because like golems are made out of clay, and it's like clay is made out with water and then heated with fire. So wouldn't that make sense?
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, it fits perfectly. Malzeno, I'm just wondering, what's he about? Like, what's his thing? Does he like hypnotize you with his fabulous wings?
Maybe. Like, that's the entire battle. You trying to fight off the desire to just stare at how awesome it is. Like, that might be it. Like, it genuinely does look pretty boss. So I'm gonna enjoy fighting that thing for sure. Like, I know I will.
It'd be interesting if it actually is like life draining you slowly while you're like next to it, or like with like most Elder Dragons, and he does remind me of like the three ones that I remember, not the names right now, but I remember what they look like. The fact that like he has like, right now that I'm looking at him, he has a powder substance that's going off of him, like the other like Elder Dragons, where like they have like an element that surrounds them when they get to a certain stage in the battle, like when they get aggravated. And I'm wondering if you're next to him, if you're gonna get life drained, because he has like a vampiric look to him. And even like the pre-order, I think, DLCs for the cosmetics, you get like this vampiric look, and I'm just like, okay, I get it. Red Moon, like he looks like a vampire. He looks like Dracula type dragon. So I'm wondering if it's going to be a life draining powder.
I think that might be the case. Like, to be quite honest, I think that's probably what they're gonna do.
And that seems very scary. Like,
Yeah.
like I get like everyone else, like it does still hurt you in a certain way, it still like drains your life. But I'm wondering what's the difference between that and this like if it's going to be life drain, what's going to be the difference? Or if it's going to just look the same and just have a different type of like stick to it.
Who knows? Like, we'll have to see what happens when it comes out. That'll be interesting. Now, with another monster that they showed off, that was the new version of Bishaten. I think it's Blood Orange Bishaten. And instead of it throwing fruits and all those kinds of delicious looking things, it's throwing exploding pine cones. And that that caught me off guard when I first saw it. I'm like, why is it oh, okay then. Well, it looks different, it looks interesting. For me personally, it wasn't like the most hype part. Like I'm not really for or against its existence. It just it didn't really spark joy with me, you know?
He as a like he's not really like a very like for me, like I haven't fought him a lot. Like he wasn't really interesting to get go. Like he's very like crazy. I'm like, this is a little bit too much. And I get what they're doing with this new one. Like it makes sense for him to throw like exploding pine cones. Yeah, like it makes sense. Like it's like a grenade launcher. Like he just throws these grenades and they explode. So it makes sense. And I do like the fire element to it. But he's not like super interesting. He wasn't like I kind of actually did forget him like right after the stream. I only remembered like the 3 and then like okay yeah Centaur was part of it, but yeah the main 3 like that's what they focused on. So I'm like okay I'm gonna focus on these 3.
All right, so another monster that I'm really excited that they're bringing back is Astolos. Now this thing I had a lot of fun fighting back in Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, and I absolutely loved fighting it, not just because it was a cool monster, but because the music there was just so like bombastic and like intense, and it's like I really hope they have its music when they bring it into the game. I just cannot wait to experience that. So I'm hyped about it. Gamikan, what about you, man? Like, what are you thinking of Astolos making its comeback? Because I know you said to me you haven't fought one yet.
Yeah, sadly, I haven't. Just playing other games. Because I do have the game to play him. Like, I may like actually just dive in and just start playing it just to see how he is. But right now he looks pretty cool. I like it. I like the green electric. He does look crazy. I love that tail. It's just mesmerizing. I'm looking just like at pictures of him. I'm seeing that he has like this glowing blue electric sword horn coming out of him, and I was just like, that looks crazy. And the armor set does remind me of like one of the insect armors. I'm not like remember the name right now, but yeah, like it looks really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait to put on its armor. I think it was one of the armors I used a lot in Generations Ultimate until like a certain point. But either way, looked fantastic, and I just loved it, and I cannot wait to play against it when it comes out in Sunbreak. Now, Astolos is making a comeback, and with this new DLC, we're also getting some things that we've already experienced, but changed up a bit. And I'm specifically thinking about wall running and what they've done with that, because they've changed it up a little bit, which is pretty interesting. Instead of having to use your, wire bug first to run up a wall, you can just run up to the wall and then run up the wall, which is really cool. I'm glad they added that because it was, for me, a bit frustrating to have to deal with. Now I have to use my wire bug to do that, and Now I've wasted it. So I would much rather have something like that. Like, I am really happy about that and the ease of use for wall running.
It was something I was realizing where it's just like, I'm coming up to the wall. Why can't I just run up it? Like, why do I have to rely on this bug and then wall run it? It doesn't make any sense. And yeah, then I'm wasting an item just to wall, just to get up to a certain part of the wall. Not even a high wall. It's just like another, like just a little bit I need just to get up there. But I don't know. It wasn't like the worst, but it was like, come on, you can at least put that in, I think, and they did. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm glad they did. That's cool.
Yeah,
that's good to know.
Yeah, definitely an improvement. And speaking of wire bugs and so on, there are going to be new Silkbind skills for every weapon in the game. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with those. I honestly cannot fathom how they're going to make those work or what they're going to do with them. But it's going to be cool to actually just get to see them in action.
You know, silk binding is... It's weird to think about that they have that, and then there's... in Monster Hunter Generations, they have like their Hunter Arts, and I did not like Hunter Arts. Like, you always have to switch them up when you switch a weapon. I was just like, oh, why can't it just be set onto this weapon? And then they have like silk wire moves, and I'm like, I love them. Like, I do enjoy that. It's a really good like way they went about having. It's like a more better Hunter Arts.
I hear you. And, you know, one of the things I was always wanting to see in Rise was more Silkbind-based attacks, more Silkbind-based moves, you know? Just because it's a really cool mechanic. So the fact that they're doing this, I'm glad about that as well. And like I said, I just want to see what they're going to do, where they're going to go with it, and I'm ready for it. But something else they've done in the game is they've added, in, like we said before, Elgato is this new place. It's this port town, and you know that's where your hub is going to be for the Sunbreak expansion and how you're going to fight against all these different monsters and so on. But they've also included a lot of new characters into the game, which is really cool. Some new individuals to interact with. So, of who you've seen so far, Gamikan, like who is standing out to you?
Alright, with the characters, oh my god, like, where to start, because they have, like, just a beautiful cast. Oh my gosh. Let's just start from, like, the top to bottom, because I just love them all. Fear of Rain, Bio Rain, like, she looks like Bayonetta, kind of. Like, she has, like, this Bayonetta vibe to her. Admiral Gallius, love his hair, love his attitude. Bahari, definitely cool dude. Love him. Chiche, best girl. Love her. Minyeli, I love just like a strong girl. She looks really happy and like I'm just glad. Albero, really love his look. Sleek boy. All of them just look beautiful.
And yeah, I totally agree. They absolutely look fantastic. I think my favorite so far might be Manale, because she seems like she has like this no-nonsense personality, but is still really chill anyway. Like, that's what she seems like to me, so I kind of vibe with that. Okay, guys, so if you liked the video here and you liked our discussion, hit that like button. It definitely helps out the channel, and I sincerely appreciate it. Gamikan, thank you for joining me today, bro.
Thank you for having me. It was fun.
Awesome, man. It definitely was. And if you like Monster Hunter content, check the videos on the screen right now. Sure, you'll enjoy it. I'm DJ Raviesta. That's going to be it for me. I will catch you guys later. And remember, the Rhinos are watching.